All right, excuse my boomer syndrome. All right, so like we discussed last time, these are all different shots with different cameras at different altitudes, right? So we have 100 feet, 70,000 feet, 10,000 feet, 33,000 feet, 128,000 feet. The grabblers love the bottom left picture. So, of course, this can't all be an accurate representation of the curvature of a globe, can it? Because these are different convexity rates, right? Because the rate of curvature is different based on the altitude. So which one is the real curvature here? Because when you talk to actual globers that call flat earthers stupid and dumb and ad hom and all this stuff, they will say this is all real when you go ask them. So is the 33,000 feet in the airplane, is that a real curvature? Or is it the 10,000 feet or the 100 feet? Or is it 128,000? That's what we want to know, right? These mathematically cannot all be the curvature of the Earth. And in fact, none of them can mathematically. But anyway, that's what we want to figure out. So where is the curvature, right? Up here we have a fisheye lens at 96,000 feet. Look at that curvature. Isn't that beautiful? We'll look at what reality is at 121,000 feet. We send a high altitude balloon up, and it definitely doesn't look like it's curving like that, does it? Of course, New Mexico would have to be the size of a continent for this first picture to be real anyway. So don't believe me, believe your priests. And I actually will say I appreciate that she said that the school system has failed us. It's just subjective and it's driven by monetary incentive and powers that shouldn't be, that control the way that you think. So you believe the narratives that they crafted for you. But here is Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon. What's his name? Felix Baumgartner. He would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. Now, it's he wants to, I don't have a problem if he does it, but the honesty of it would greatly diminish what I think people thought he was actually doing. And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, wow, he's in space. Look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
Oh, wow, because I could have swore I was dumb when I talk to people that say that they see curvature in a plane at 35,000 feet at commercial height. This is Neil deGrasse Tyson, a world-renowned scientific communicator. So anyway, that's the point. Felix Baumgartner, even Neil deGrasse Tyson debunked their own footage. The question is, why do they show us those pictures, though?
Yes.
If there's nothing to hide and we're dumb and archaic and the Earth's provably a globe, why show us fake pictures of the globe? That seems so ridiculous. It seems like that doesn't make a lot of sense. But here's the inside of the jump from Felix Baumgartner. You see the horizon's flat. And then here we showed you the picture prior to this as it looked from outside the capsule. These are two pictures from these recent private companies, which SpaceX isn't a private company, gets over 500 million every single year from the government. But anyway, is it convex or concave? Which one is the Earth? Because there's a convex and a concave. I took these screenshots myself from the live stream. They obviously can't both be true, can they? Is the sphere not spherical, or is it change? Is it breathing in and out? So to claim the top one is accurate, but the bottom one is not, would be just dishonest, right? So
they're using a fisheye lens to create this look of curvature.
Admittedly
so. Yeah.
Right. Just like Neil said, it turns a horizontal line into a curved line. Yeah. Horizontal is flat. So.
Oh, by the way, you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you. Do you know how high up above the Earth he was?
No.
So if you take a
63 miles.
Oh, yeah, right. So take a schoolroom globe, and it's how high above it is he? So he's about 2 millimeters above the surface of a schoolroom globe. So nobody's seen the curvature of the Earth from that height. I just want to make that clear.
Why do you feel the need to make it clear? So anyway, yeah, there you go. So that's Mr. Jeff Bezos, private space exploration. Last time we were here, someone brought this up because we're looking for proof the Earth's a globe. Apparently they measure the Earth being a sphere. as the claim. This is spherical excess, right? Well, actually, you have to use spherical geometry to do that. So you're reifying the very thing in contention or in question. That's called a begging the question fallacy. You're reifying a physical curvature that isn't there, right? And then you're taking calculations, you're taking a measurement, not even measurement, calculations based upon measurements, then fluctuating it back and forth in a window of a mean or average. And then you're reverse engineering it with the radius value that you're trying to prove. And of course, look at this image right here. Now, this is the supposed proof that the Earth's a ball. Well, it doesn't look a lot like the pictures they show us. Maybe you could explain to them what's going on here.
Yeah, so this is from NASA, and this is Robert Simon. He is their lead data visualizer, and he created that iPhone picture that you have of the blue marble on your phone. And this is a quote that he said, "Then we wrapped the flat map around a ball. My part was integrating the surface, clouds, and oceans to match people's expectations of how Earth looks from space. That ball became the famous blue marble." And they admit that they only have one real picture of the Earth. They say that the rest of the pictures are composite images, but they admit that they literally have to use CGI to create them. And then you can see just over the years how much they change. And this is because they're CGI, they're not actual pictures. The continent sizes change, like you can see in the 2012 one, it's at the bottom. The second one, North America is taking up the whole globe. Like all the other countries have to fit on the other side. It's just insane. And the fact that in this day and age where 5-year-olds have TikTok, that we only have one real picture of the Earth, get out of here. So
that's science.
Yeah, that's science.
That's science. Admittedly CGI.
Yeah,
that's science. You can do this one too.
Okay, so also another proof of the globe Earth that the globers like to bring up is ships disappearing over the horizon. We're actually at the beach right now, so we're observing this all the time. So yeah, when boats get farther away, they appear to disappear. And they like to claim that they're disappearing behind a hump of Earth curve. But what you can do is you can bring in your P900 like we have, and you just zoom in and you bring it back into view. So it's not actually disappearing behind anything. It's just getting further and further from your vision. So you can see in this video right here, you see the boat, but as they zoom out, you'll see that it looks like it's gone. It's disappeared. So maybe in the olden days, they could debate, oh yeah, things are disappearing, but now we have technology that can bring it back into view and prove that it's just perspective. And that's the same thing that's happening with sunset. So the sun is not getting obstructed by the Earth. It's just leaving your field of view. And you can see again with like these pictures, oh yeah, we have the laser. So it's on a flat surface, and as it gets further and further away, it disappears. You can't see it anymore. The laser is setting. So it's not actually disappearing behind a hump of Earth curve, because like a P900 can't see through a building, can't see through a physical obstruction, but it can zoom in. So that's all that's happening. And you can see with the street lamps as well. This is how perspective works. Things in the distance just merge with the horizon.
Yeah. Interesting. And one thing just to address this real quick, where are there, okay, everyone always says flat earthers didn't bring any proof. We were all taught the Earth's a ball. That's a positive claim. We live on a sphere. We're falsifying that claim. It's just objective that they lied about the Earth. Okay, so we'll move on to what it is. But you want to cover this one too?
Sure. So you can see. Sorry. Yeah. Let's play the video really quick, and then we'll just. Right. Oh, really? Okay. How to go back. So.
Anyway, that was just gas. Obviously, once you remove the container, it fills the available space. Second law of thermodynamics, which is why we love your name, by the way.
Entropy.
We love your name.
Yes.
Entropy is a beautiful thing. The second law of thermodynamics debunks any notion that we are in an atmosphere adjacent to a near perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr. Impossible. Entropy will increase and seek equilibrium, instantaneously seeking equilibrium. And I actually don't even disagree with you about the reason spheres are so reoccurring in nature is actually because of the efficiency of energy. And so it is arguable that we're in a celestial sphere. But the Earth is not one. Yeah. So here's a bunch of flat Earth documents from the government. They probably put people's lives at risk and spend hundreds of billions of dollars on technology that wouldn't work when they have to assume the Earth is flat for propagation of electromagnetic fields over a flat Earth, for a ground weapon system where they built towers to hit targets, or where they shoot over 100 miles with a railgun, or whenever they design any type of aircraft or any type of ballistic missile, they have to assume a flat, non-rotating surface in all of their models. Admittedly so, open information. But
and you can go search these on the internet. Some of these are on the FAA, some of these are NASA. These are all, easily accessible.
Yeah, but if it wasn't on CNN, it can't be true.
Can't be true.
This is just a little, this is the world's longest picture. It's like 273 miles away, 275 miles away. Impossible on a globe, of course. There should be like 3 miles of Earth curvature blocking that mountain. So how do I see it? That's not actually there. It's not actually exactly where it is, looking exactly like it looks. It's actually not there because the Earth has to be a ball. Here you go. It's known also 10 flattest places on the Earth. Several U.S. states led by Florida are flatter than a pancake. This is how you have a globe. You have tons of thousands of miles of flat surface. That's how you have a globe. All right, you can talk about this one. This is important.
Oh, yes. The horizon isn't physical. It is just the apparent location where the sky meets the ground. And globers always want to bring up atmospheric refraction, but that's actually our argument. So as you can see throughout the day, the horizon seems to change because of the refraction, but it's not because the Earth is a ball. It's just because of the humidity in the air. And yeah, refraction is actually our argument.
Right. Using it for intents and purposes. So is the Earth breathing in and out? No. So that horizon is not the physical curve of a ball or a sphere, a tangent point blocking your view. It's just atmospheric conditions changing where the sky appears to meet the ground.
And on the globe, the horizon has to be the cutoff of the sphere. It has to be geometric.
Exactly.
It cannot be apparent. It has to be a physical geometric location.
Perfect timing, because that's what this next one's about, which also goes to what you're saying. Well, basically what an ant on an anthill, the argument being that they're so big, you wouldn't be able to see it curving. Well, actually, we know exactly how big it supposedly is. It has a radius value of 3,959 miles specifically. Right. So it has a circumference of 24,901 at the equator, supposedly. So that's a very specific dimension claim, very specific rate of convexity. To just say it's too big is the furthest thing from objective or scientific or anything like that. No, it's a certain dimension. It has a certain rate of curvature. So therefore, it physically obstructs you based on that dimension claim. This is what's in contention. Is that actually true? Is the Earth a sphere with a radius of 3,959 miles? Very simple math. Very simple math.
About 30 seconds left.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to hit you really fast. So basically, we test the idea, is it actually 3,959 miles? So the equation is 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. That's where you should see the curvature of the Earth blocking your view if it's in fact a globe. Yeah. Right here, 1 foot should be 1.2 miles, is over 10 miles. Right here at 5 feet should be 2.3 miles, over 7.8 miles. These right here should be blocked by over 2 miles, these mountains on the bottom left. All of these debunk the globe, falsify the radius value. Therefore, falsification is independent of replacement. What you have been told and I was told isn't true. Then we can move together to figure out what this place really is. And that's basically our summary. I think we're out of time.